Kat's waiting for Felicity in the square when Marlena says hi. It sounds like Sydney's doing well, but Marlena's hoping EJ doesn't rush home. In fact, she offers Kat her old job back, since she's thinking of going back to the hospital. Kat turns her down politely just as Felicity shows up. Marlena leaves, and Felicity tells Kat that she seems sad because she misses Chad. No, but she was thinking of him, Kat admits. Julie's got everything in just the right place for a book club with her closest friends. She's on edge because of Jack and Jennifer trying to take Chad's kids. Except Julie can't choose sides, of course. They get started when Maggie arrives, then Marlena shows up a bit late, and they get into things for real. They end up talking about how much Doug loved books, and Julie misses talking about things with him, and they all chime in with their own conversations with their lost loved ones. Except for Marlena. Julie makes a crack about therapists listening and not talking, and Marlena wants to go. Jack, Jennifer, and Chad all get the news that the mediator wants them to meet without lawyers. Jack's the only one who likes the idea, but he convinces the others to go with it, so they meet with the mediator. We get off to a smashing start with Chad's argument. I think the kids should stay with me, because I'm their father. Okay, mediation done. That argument wins. If only. Chad gives an impassioned speech about how much he loves his kids and Abigail's murder, and how they've thrived regardless, and Jennifer tears up. Then he has to explain the whole Kat-Abigail thing that turned Jack and Jennifer on him. Oh, and he brings up Jennifer's painkiller addiction. Jack tries to shut the whole meeting down like a kid who flips the table when he starts losing a game. We just didn't think that he'd stoop so low. No comment, Jack. Chad apologizes immediately, so they get back to Ms. Green, and the more they talk, the more absurd this sounds. Chad sums up how ridiculous this is when Jack demands Chad promise not to make a mistake with Kat again, like the hug that sent Thomas running into the road. Can I promise that my kids aren't ever going to get angry at me for something that I did? No! Again, mediation should be done. Sigh. Jennifer tries claiming they love Chad, but the accident changed everything. Eventually, Chad gives them the proposal he and Melinda drew up. Jack and Jennifer can have the kids every summer for a whole month and visit whenever they want. But he's not budging on custody. The Devereaux say that they'll drop their custody suit if Chad promises to never have anything to do with Kat again, and they want 2 months. Anyway, they all agree. Jeremy helps Thomas with his homework while the adults fight over his future. The kid's understandably upset and thinks it's all his fault. He just said he wanted to go to Boston because he was angry with his dad, not because he meant it. Jeremy tells him he can still tell them he changed his mind. Thomas isn't sure if he can trust his dad ever again because he lied to him so much. Jeremy tells him he won't know unless he tries. Marlena realizes she's not ready and leaves, but Foster promises she'll be back. Chad heads to Julie and gives her the news. It went well, and he thinks they reached an agreement. Jack and Jennifer get home and tell Thomas it's all worked out, and he'll get to visit them every summer, and Chad promises to stay away from Kat. But he says it's not good enough. Dad lied before, he'll do it again. You're killing us, kid. For some time now, there's been something going on over at Days of Our Lives that the fans have keyed in on. We wouldn't necessarily say it's a mystery, so much as a curiosity. In fact, viewers have been wondering and commenting about it for years, and now Layman Archie has blown the whole thing wide open, and it could cost him his very job. We're talking, of course, about those wigs. If you're a bit confused right now, then we're guessing you're a fairly new viewer or only catch the occasional episode. But devoted fans have been talking for some time about the background extras and the wigs they wore. There's an entire thread on Reddit about the tongue-in-cheek idea that Days of Our Lives owns stock in a wig company. Then there's the soap's message board topic, pondering the existence of a Days of Our Lives storage room full of wigs. And whenever someone brings up the background wigs, wondering if others have noticed, they notice. In fact, as 1975H3 over on Reddit pointed out, the viewers even have favorites. As folks pointed out, though, wigs are just an easy and money-saving way to make extras look like different people. Soaps shoot multiple episodes a day, So you may have just a handful of folks in to play background characters and have to make sure it doesn't just look like the same person day after day in Salem. So yes, it helps to have plenty of wigs on hand, and they have to be stored somewhere. And that brings us to Archie. As he shared over on Instagram, "I found the wigs at Days of Our Lives, and, can someone get fired on their day off from a job they don't really have?" Well, since Eli hasn't been back in Salem full-time for a few years, yeah, Archie's probably safe. But also, how could anyone take issue with the sheer amount of fun he was having with those wigs? Heck, he even found enough to do an entire opening credit sequence with wig lookalikes for Will, Lonnie, Abe, Marlena, Jack, and Abigail. Well, we suppose that's one way to save money. Just hire the same actor to play 6 different contract roles, as if they didn't have enough lines to memorize. In any case, check out Archie's joy as breaks out the hair and crack. Days of Our Lives wig gate wide open in the video above. Days of Our Lives. Spoilers indicate that Gabi Hernandez's relationship with Phillip Kyriakis is about to blow up once her betrayal is discovered. Phillip is about to learn that Gabi is the one who blew up the Demera takeover by revealing the information about Phillip's lie. Is Theo Carver that answer to Gabi's prayers? Theo and Gabi have worked really well together as they worked on untangling Gabi Sheik from Demera Enterprises. Theo never actually got Gabi out of his head once he realized just how well they got along. However, after his incident in the Demera crypt, Theo has been thinking more and more about Gabi. Is a relationship with Gabi what he needs? Gabi admits that Theo is her favorite ex-boss. Gabi and Theo get along really well, and now Theo is having dreams about her. Theo has been on his own since Claire Brady cheated on him, and now he is looking at his life from a new perspective. Is Gabi truly someone that Theo wants to be with? Gabi and Theo have turned out to be friends, and that is working out pretty well. However, Theo also shared a coffee with Gabi's daughter Ari not too long ago either. Could Ari's crush on Theo turn out to be an issue when it comes to Gabi and Theo? Is Theo ready for a new romance? Will Ari be okay with her mother dating her latest crush? Theo may consider Phillip to be a fool for breaking things off with Gabi, especially now that it is water under the bridge. But let's be honest, Phillip's lose is Theo's gain. Theo will no doubt want to be there for Gabi either way. Will Gabi and Theo hit it off as a couple afterward? Is Theo just what Gabi needs to move on? What will happen is Theo is the reason Phillip learns of Gabi's deception. Theo could accidentally let that little tidbit of information slip, and that could be a huge complication. Theo doesn't always have a filter when he says something, and that includes romances. Suppose Theo says something in pubic, perhaps in a conversation with Gabi, and Phillip happens to overhear. Theo may get his kiss, but is his chance for romance with Gabi already doomed? Gabi is not likely to be very happy if Phillip learns the truth, and she certainly isn't going to be happy if Theo is the one who spills the beans. Of course, no one can actually expect Gabi to take responsibility for something she did, without blaming someone else for the fallout. Days of Our Lives. Spoilers for Thursday, January 22nd. Find Steve following Alex as Jeremy makes a confession to Julie. Now that Stephanie and Alex are engaged, it's time for her and Jada to have a girls' day out looking for gowns, flowers, and tasting cakes. But is it all in good fun? Or are they trying to smoke out the psycho who's been stalking Stephanie and writing online about how he wants her for his own? And while the girls are doing girl things, Alex is on his own, attempting to lure out the dude who wants to kill him. Steve keeps a safe distance, watching for homicide attempts. And if Jeremy is bearing his heart to Julie at the same time, he's probably not the bad guy, is he? The last few times Theo and JJ came face to face, Theo accused JJ of racially profiling him because JJ told Theo to get off the street during a citywide curfew. Every time they cross paths, Theo has a complaint. Now he's in the hospital, recovering from being kidnapped by Peter. Will he blame JJ for that too? Gabi and Phillip have been through more drama than the average person, and they are both eager to put it behind them. They didn't mean to start dating, but it seems like they accidentally have, so they are going to enjoy it. Days of Our Lives spoilers photos for the January 22nd 26 episode tease a game night and photo fright. While one couple enjoys a date night, Another faces an update on their ongoing threat. Theo gets an enjoyable visit from Gabi, then what looks like a serious visit from JJ. Saxton's hosts a game night. Gabi and Phillip go on a date. Alex and Stephanie talk business at the pub. When Steve sits down with Alex, he shows him a threatening photo. Steve alerts Jada of new evidence. After Julie and Jeremy share a heart-to-heart, Jada arrives with some questions. Things between Brady and Xander had been spiraling in plain sight for weeks on Days of Our Lives. All business decisions immersed in jealousy, all family loyalty stretched thin by Sarah, Titan, and the shared history neither man ever bothered to bury properly. By the time Xander fired Brady, and Brady stopped pretending he cared about the job, everything unsaid had already piled up. So, when the show tossed both men in front of a camera and let them talk, it didn't feel like bonus content so much as pressure finally venting, with a social media post doing what Salem rarely allows, which is letting two men finish their argument. Similar to its video with Stephanie, the official Days of Our Lives Instagram posted the video with the caption, "Salem Confessionals, Brady vs. Xander. One says it's love, one says it's business. Either way, it's personal." And included a short clip filmed like a reality show confessional, with chairs, lighting, and just enough space for things to get ugly. In the video, the gloves came off fast. Brady ran straight at the firing, mocking Xander's accent, dismissing the shock, boiling it down to Sarah, and telling Xander to get over it. Meanwhile, Xander shot back with a monologue about privilege, consequences, and the satisfaction of firing someone pretending to be a shoulder for his ex-wife. Brady insisted he wasn't bitter, took a swing at Titan's future, compared it to a sinking ship, and then reminded Xander of the small matter of being shot and nearly cooked in an oven, all while insisting, again, that he was absolutely not bitter. Xander hilariously stated, "You can't be serious? Brady's still going on and on about the fact that I shot him like one time? I mean, if I wanted to kill him, he'd be dead. And also, like, most people that I've shot, they get over it. I mean, Dr. Marlena Evans, she's my shrink now, but Brady's like, boo-hoo, Xander shot me. Like, get over it." The moment that broke the tension visually came near the end, when Brady leaned in, pointed lower and lower as he warned Xander he was running the company into the ground, stuck his tongue out at the camera, mouthed, "Whatever," and finally said, "I'm done." Before Xander admitted he didn't hate having somewhere other than Marlena's office to unload, right as the video cut to Phillip, who amusedly stated, "Pass me the popcorn." The comments lit up immediately, with one fan quoting, "Boo-hoo, Xander shot me, get over it," while another called it the best confessional ever, praising the improv and chemistry. Several viewers begged for more Salem confessionals, and others laughed hardest at Phillip's cameo. More than one simply asked for extra popcorn next time, because apparently, this is how people want their family drama served now. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, January 21st, hint at some interesting moments in Salem. A child custody battle wraps up, while there is a predator concern and two sisters share secrets. Find out what's set to unravel on Wednesday's show below. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, January 21st, suggest that the custody of Thomas DeMera and Charlotte DeMera will be determined. Who will get the children, Jennifer Horton Devereaux and Jack Devereaux, or their dad, Chad DeMera? In reality, Chad is nowhere near a neglectful father, and really should get custody, but this is the land of soaps, where anything is possible, so only time will tell. Speaking of Thomas, he'll get some advice from his substitute teacher, Jeremy Horton. With that said, Days spoilers wonder if anyone should be concerned that Jeremy is offering the young child some words of wisdom. Is he a good guy, or is he a predator? Read this. Days of Our Lives, spoilers, Gwen's baby trap for Xander, pregnancy locks in new family's future? Meanwhile, Julie Williams will host her first book club at the store. She'll be joined by Maggie Kyriakis, Marlena Evans, and Foster. What kind of shenanigans will these four get up to? Days of Our Lives. Spoilers for Wednesday hint that the Green sisters will share some secrets as Kat Green and Felicity Green spend time together. Still, what will Kat share with her little sister? She's got plenty of secrets going on right now, with the biggest one being an ISA agent on a mission in Salem, something none of her other siblings are aware of. As Felicity is her younger sister, maybe the two talk about boys? Will Kat talk to Felicity about her unresolved feelings for Chad and her new feelings developing for his brother, EJ DiMera? What storyline are you most looking forward to during Wednesday's show? Share your thoughts. Watch the Peacock soap daily and check out SOS often for the best Days of Our Lives updates, spoilers, and news. Actress Beth Camerlin briefly called Salem and Days of Our Lives her soap opera home as Nancy, before she returned to Guiding Light in Springfield in 1997. The actress is a fitness enthusiast, and now she's sharing some mental health tips with her followers that tie into physical appearance. Get ready to be inspired. In the 60s, women wanted to be twiggy skinny, Chamberlain began her Instagram post. In the 80s, it was big boobs. Oof, do I remember that? My agent pressed me hard to get implants. Oh, I'm so glad I refused. Today, it's bubble butts, the actress offered. You know what chasing trends is like playing the arcade game Whack-A-Mole? You will never win. So stop chasing someone else's body and start building your own, not for social media, for self-worth, Chamberlain continued. Now I know what you might be thinking. Well, can't I just get self-worth through positive affirmations or therapy or a pill? For most of us, no, because we're logical beings. We want proof. Ever see an affirmation and hear that little voice and you go, yeah, right. That's because we are show-me organisms, the performer muses. We need experiential evidence. We need experiential proof that we deserve that promotion, that relationship, that respect. And the fastest way to build that proof is to take care of your body. Show up for your workout, and you prove you keep your word to yourself, the Guiding Light alumna says. Show up when you don't feel like it, and you prove you have discipline. Get through a brutal round, and you prove you can handle tough things. Every workout is evidence. Every rep is evidence. Evidence that you're a person with grit, honor, and discipline. And here's what happens, Chamberlain positively predicts. Once you have that, you stop caring about trends. I don't care about trends, maybe you can tell. But you won't care because you have your own validation, and you won't give a rat's behind what the rest of the world is doing. You'll know that you deserve whatever you want, and you'll get it. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Jan 2630, 2026 suggest Dimitri von Leuschner-DiMera is attacked Ksikid, and Brady Black being completely fed up. As we always do on Early Edition Day, we start with what's coming this week, and then we're going to talk about what's coming next week. Diving in on Wednesday, January 21st, it is custody hearing day for Chad DiMera, Jennifer Horton, and Jack Devereaux. This is obviously about Thomas DiMera and Charlotte DiMera. The three adults are meeting with a mediator to try and sort it out. If you remember, the last time they had a hearing, Chad had been kidnapped. EJ DiMera had not been kidnapped yet, so he was able to get a continuance. And now we're in mediation. Meanwhile, over at the Horton house, Thomas is confiding in Jeremy Horton that he feels like everybody's mad at everybody else in the family. Thomas thinks it's all his fault, so Jeremy is there to comfort and encourage him. Don't tell me Jeremy's not changed. I mean, obviously he has a terrible background, but unless they're gaslighting him, I do feel like he has really changed. Plus, I love the actor. Julie Williams hosts her first bereavement book club, and coming to it are Doug Williams, Maggie Horton Kyriakis, and Marlena Evans. But Julie is actually going to have Doug facilitate because Julie is not sure that she is in a place where she's ready to lead a group on bereavement because she's very much still in it. Plus, Felicity Green listens as her big sister, Kat Green, opens up to her. Felicity may ask why Chad hasn't been around and what's going on with him and Kat. On Thursday, January 22nd, we have got love in the air for Phillip Kyriakis and Gabi Hernandez as they get flirty on a night out on the town. But Phillip needs to watch out because Theo Carver has his eye on Gabi. Julie gets Jeremy to open up. He may share his thoughts about Stephanie Johnson's engagement and all the stuff going on about the letters and the accusations. Julie did walk up on Jeremy while he was looking at the Spectator online with their engagement announcement. I don't know if Jeremy's really jealous or if he's just tired of being accused of things. Theo and Jack Jr. Devereaux do some bonding on Thursday, and Theo should be out of the hospital very soon. He's been in there since the Demera kidnapping. I do wonder if he's going to tell JJ that he's got a little crush on his ex, Gabi. Plus, Steve Johnson spends time with Alex Kyriakis. They're out doing stuff, hoping to lure out the stalker. Steve's kind of trailing after Alex, but also at one point, they're going to just be hanging out in the Brady pub. They're doing the bait thing. Stephanie Johnson is also out with Jada Hunter. They are doing some alleged wedding errands, but really, it's more bait. So Jada is on the lookout for Stephanie's stalker. Of course, they're all operating under the assumption it's Jeremy. It looks like something happens, but we know that it's Owen Kent. We know he's lurking in Salem, ready to get his twisted hands on Stephanie. Then on Friday, January 23rd, Alex and Stephanie are rattled by something that crops up. I wonder if their stalker is closing in on them. They may see another photo posted of them like they did online when they realized this person is in Salem and very close to us. Jada updates Steve on what she found out. Then Julie is there supporting and standing by Jeremy as he faces accusations from Jada. Jada shows up at the Horton house and says she has evidence that it's Jeremy stalking and threatening Stephanie. Jeremy is busy teaching at school, hanging out with Thomas, hanging out with Julie, and playing Scrabble, so he may have an alibi. I hope so. Jada, though, has drunk the Kool-Aid and bought into the elaborate assumptions that Steve, Alex, and Stephanie have cooked up about Jeremy. We'll see what this evidence is that Jada insists she's got. In the end, Jeremy may be guilty, but so far, I'm not getting guilty vibes. Belle Black is there for her mom as Marlena opens up. I think she is probably going to tell her daughter that she got a clean bill of health from Sarah Horton. The Lyme disease is doing really well, all taken care of. I know Marlena is also worried about Rachel Black and Brady. Plus, Chad is interrogated by Jennifer on Friday. I wonder if she wants to make sure he is really done with Kat. All right, the week of January 26th through the 30th. We have February sweeps kicking off on Thursday the 29th. Even though they are not on a network platform that does Nielsen rating periods, they still do the sweeps. It's soap tradition. Starting on Thursday, things should really pick up the pace. Gwen Rizchek is losing patience with Dimitri because he has cut off her cash flow and her credit cards. Leo Stark's crush, Javi Hernandez, has left town after he told Marlena not to file their marriage certificate. These ex-besties, Gwen and Leo, may work together to deal with Dimitri because he screwed up both their lives. I do suspect Gwen and Leo are on the cusp of a breakthrough and may regain their best friendship if they bond over running Dimitri out of town or burying him. I think Rafe Hernandez would probably take Dimitri off their hands. Also next week, Stephanie's stalker gets more aggressive, and we know soon she is going to be kidnapped from University Hospital. Owen Kent is going to be revealed when Steve thinks that it's Jeremy. He is tracked down. We'll have to wait and see if Owen is a lone wolf working alone, or if he has a co-conspirator, because we've seen the stalker talking online with somebody. EJ is back from Europe soon. He went to Italy to see his daughter, but he's going to be back to Salem livid that Gwen dragged Dimitri back there totally against their plans. Gwen's facing a divorce. She's losing all the money EJ was promised for the clinic. And now there's kidnapping stuff going on. Rafe and Eli Grant are headed to Alemania soon. They are going to be looking for answers about the CCTV footage that was being broadcast from the crypt watching the kidnapped Demeras. They also want to confirm while they're there that Stefan Demera really is dead. Rafe has made that promise to Gabi to look into it and make sure. I don't believe it. I haven't heard anything about Brandon Barash coming back. As far as I know, he has been in Nashville this whole time doing music stuff and touring with the Day Players band, but I would like to have him back as Stefan, so fingers crossed. Javi left town, so Leo has to decide what to do. By the way, Javi will be back. Al Calderon's final episode is not until May, so he's not gone for good this time around. They have also recast the role of Javi. So even after May, we're still going to have Leo's not husband around. Brady gets closer to Sarah. They're going to be getting intimate soon. Kristen DiMera, of course, is having a fit about it while saying that she realizes they can't be together. She's saying that in one breath, and in the next breath, she is accusing Brady of rubbing Sarah in her face. Since they are exes, it's kind of not Kristen's business. I think Brady has had just about enough of this. He wants Sarah. He hasn't been with Kristen in a good long time. As the therapist, Dr. Gregory said, "You can't let Rachel control your love life because it's worked before. You can't give this power to her. Gwen's going to pounce on Xander Cook soon, but that won't last long. Plus, Chad and Thomas may be off-screen very soon. We don't have the final air date yet, but Thomas DiMera has revealed that he has 3 episodes left starting from the one on Wednesday the 21st. He should be wrapped by late January or early February, and we should see Chad exiting about the same time because Billy Flynn and Carrie Christopher left almost at the same time. Of course, Billy Flynn went over to Days of Our Lives and took a big role there, and Carrie Christopher has a role on an Amazon series. Here's what's coming up on Days of Our Lives for Thursday, January 22, 2026. From wedding shopping to a date, you can't afford to miss it. Fans can expect Jeremy to open up to Julie while Stephanie and Jada do some shopping. Soap Opera News has the scoop. For months now, someone has been stalking Stephanie. It started with strange, anonymous love letters and unsettling posts. Things escalated when the stalker even took verbal shots at her fiancé, Alex Kyriakis. Steve stepped in to keep a close eye on her and help protect her. So far, so good. Maybe. But the biggest question still remains. Who is the stalker? Steve wants answers, and so does Alex. Neither is willing to let this go. Meanwhile, Stephanie and Jada spend the day doing some wedding shopping. But once that wraps up, Jada may find herself dealing with something far more serious. According to the promo, she shows up at the Horton house and makes a bold accusation against Jeremy. Based on what she's uncovered, and some evidence to back it up, Jada believes Jeremy is the stalker. Elsewhere, Phillip and Gabi enjoy a flirtatious date filled with sparks, kisses, and even a game of cornhole, also known as beanbag toss. Days spoilers for January 22nd also reveal that JJ and Theo reconnect. It's their first real moment together since Theo and the other DiMeras were rescued. JJ is no doubt relieved to see Theo safe and sound. These two haven't exactly been on the best of terms in the past, so are things finally smoother between them? That's all for Days of Our Lives spoilers for January 22nd, 2026. Which storyline are you most excited for? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to check out the dual spoilers for even more drama coming to Peacock. The legendary James Reynolds, best known for his role as Abe Carver on Days of Our Lives, is this week's guest on Soapy, the podcast hosted by soap stars Rebecca Budig and Greg Reichardt. In this week's installment, Reynolds, who is now the longest-running male actor on the Peacock soap opera, spoke about his groundbreaking roles, working with the one and only Jackie Harry, and so much more. Reynolds originated the role of Abe Carver on Days back in 1981, and after serving as police commander at the Salem PD on the NBC daytime serial for 9 years, Reynolds moved to the new series, Generations, in 1991 to play powerful business tycoon Henry Marshall. He would replace Torian Black in the role. Looking back, Reynolds said, "Being one who loves history, it was wonderful to make history in that way, and to be part of this groundbreaking show. And so being offered the chance to do that was just something I really couldn't say. Like Generations, which was the first soap opera to feature a Black American family from its inception, we now have Beyond the Gates. The newest kid on the soap block premiered in February 2025 on CBS and made history by first daytime television soap opera to feature a predominantly African-American cast since Generations, and the first new daytime soap to debut on a major American broadcast network since Passions, both of which ran on NBC. When asked how he feels about the show, Reynolds was clear. "I feel great about it. I think it's done several things. For one thing, it's nice to have that exposure again for a Black upper-middle-class family to show what the Black middle class is like," James added. "Too often we don't see the Black middle class, Those films or TV shows that do tend to kind of go back and forth from one experience to the other. As you see from Beyond the Gates, as you see from so many things, your blackness is important to your existence, no matter what. If you're a billionaire, or, well, some billionaires. But if you're wherever you fall on that economic scale, that is the essence of your existence in this country. I think Beyond the Gates shows that in a most entertaining way, a lovely way. Like many of us, BTG woke up something in this genre, and Reynolds even pointed out that, "I also feel it's brought renewed attention to daytime and daytime drama," he said. "They're very good about keeping the show alive and publicized, and I think that's very important. Very pretty cast." As to whether he thinks soaps still have a way to go in representing the Black community, James believes they've come a long way. We see a lot more people, as you hear from complaints sometimes, for people who aren't very happy about seeing people of color. I use that term because I think we need to enhance the roles of all people of color, both in front and behind the camera. James added, "Now we look at what I'm sorry is blatant racism coming out all over this country. We absolutely need the representation of everyone, but people of color have to continue to be able to put the hands in the dirt and be able to hang on. So media representation is by far the best road to that, because that's what everybody sees. And I'm pleased that media companies seem to be holding on in many, many ways, and I hope that continues." James Reynolds also spoke highly of working with his day's leading lady, Jackie Harry, aka Paulina Price Carver. Watch the full interview below. Photo credit. CBS Broadcasting Inc., Days of Our Lives. Star Layman Archie took the time out to introduce fans to some of his on-screen fam on Instagram. Archie was around the show's hair and wardrobe department when he decided to slip into some things. What exactly did he slip into? He became Marlena, Abigail, Abe, Lonnie, Will, and Jack. See for yourself below. Soap alums are teaming on a new independent film, Veronica and Julian. Per The Hollywood Reporter, Days of Our Lives alums Nadia Bjorlin and Kyler Pettis have signed on to star in the romantic drama. The two former Salemites will play Veronica and Julian, respectively. Among the other cast members is fellow soap grad Christy Ferris. Written, produced, and directed by filmmaker Otoja Abbott, Veronica and Julian follow successful marketing exec Veronica, who falls for Julian, a younger man who wants to be an architect in New York City. Principal photography has wrapped. Abbott is producing with Corey Apton and Ian Phillips via his Willful Productions. EPs include Nick Leicht, Gregory Cinch, Shelley Cinch, Torsten Sippel, Tim Freidberg, Ryan Schulke, and Matthew Conlon. Just how did Days of Our Lives star James Reynolds make his way from Kansas to Hollywood? The Emmy-winning actor appeared on Soapy hosted by Rebecca Budig and Greg Rickhart, where he talked about his illustrious career, including leaving his Midwest town of Oskaloosa, Kansas, enlisting in the Marine Corps, becoming a journalist for their newspaper, The Windward Marine, working with legendary actor Vincent Price, heading to Days, and making history on NBC's all-black daytime drama Generations. Reynolds also discussed with the duo the challenges minorities face in Hollywood, how to deal with inequality with grace and integrity, and working with the Jackie Harry,